Welcome to an introduction video from G2G Investments. In this video I want to show my personal collection along with explaining my intentions for this channel and also how I got back into the hobby from being a kid in middle school when Pokemon first came out to being an adult, married, 2 kids, and finding myself back into the hobby, learning about PSA and everything that's been going on the last couple of years. So to start, I'm just going to show a couple cards here while we talk. I started getting back into the hobby in October of 2018. Right now it's February 2019, and primarily I got back in the hobby because I wanted to see what I could do with my collection. I heard about PSA, I started understanding and watching videos and just kind of getting a general interest in what was going on, and that led to ultimately watching the market for a while and then deciding to get some cards graded, some cards that you'll see today. I got 2 submissions through Ludkins Collectables. Shout out to Ludkins for their service. Recommend them to anyone that is looking to get their cards graded and not wanting to have to go through the process of doing it independently. The service is fantastic. This was about August, September, October of 2018 that I was doing my research and submitting my cards to be graded, and I did make some purchases in that time frame as well. And since then I have decided that I wanted to share with my kids. My children are 5 and 2 years old, and I wanted to share with them something, a little bit more of some videos that can be captured in time, just like, Pokemon cards. And I can show them what I was doing, what I was into. Right now they're 5 and 2, much too young to really understand, but one day they can look back and see just what was going on. Dragonair happens to be my favorite card and my favorite Pokemon, so having the Dragonair graded actually ended up being my first purchase. This was my first purchase. It ended up being a PSA first edition Shadowless PSA 9 Dragonair, and definitely excited for that purchase. Wanted to get into PSA graded cards the right way, and I did so by spending $120 on my first investment, my first purchase in 2018. So we're gonna get these out the way, and we're gonna get into some of the binder collection. This binder is my personal collection. Really excited for what I'm getting ready to show you guys, and hope you guys are pretty excited to see. This is something I'll keep with me. Maybe my kids will get it one day, maybe they won't care, but it's definitely something worth holding on to long term. Don't intend on getting these cards graded, just intend on being able to look at them whenever I want. I moved these cards out of the old school binders that I grew up in middle school with, to watching videos and seeing these ultra pro binders and understanding that they're professional and definitely the way to collect cards. I decided to upgrade and get new sleeves, this new binder, and kind of design and decide what I wanted my collection to look like. So for my personal collection, I'm interested in just the first generation, 150 Pokemon, and this is the Pokédex order. I got this idea from SM Pratt in his videos. Follow him faithfully, love everything that he's doing, and I decided to create my own collection using that Pokédex template that I guess used to be common back in our day. As you can see, you're going to see a lot of first edition cards, a lot of Shadowless cards, and all base set cards in different varieties. And this Venusaur I do have graded as well, and I did bring that out. It's a first edition Shadowless Venusaur, and the reason I had it graded is because there is a crease in it that I wanted to make sure that if I ever passed this collection on, or I ever decided to sell this card out of the collection, or include this card in this collection, I wanted to have it in Shadowless, but I didn't want to have it in the binder to be misleading. So I was kind of curious to see what the grade would be. I thought I'd get a 6, ended up getting a 5, and I was okay with that. So you guys can see what we have going on here. Get the page turned. first edition Shadowless cards. So really excited for the way my collection has grown over time, and definitely excited for the new look, having them out of the 3-ring huge binders into these Ultra Pro binders was a nice look. I enjoy, you know, maybe once a month coming back and just kind of taking a look through these cards and showing them to my kids. I get real crazy and tell them not to touch. I'm very, very careful with it. I do not wear gloves when I show it to them, but I do like to look at them and just take in the nostalgia and just kind of think about it, thinking of ways to increase my collection, expand my collection. But I'm happy with what I have so far, not in any rush. My goals for 2019 are to create some videos, you know, just showing what I have. I don't really intend on making too many huge crazy purchases. Just kind of getting some videos out there with my collection, getting started, continuing to save and invest through work in my 401k and through the stock market on my own individual accounts. And on that note, G2G Investments stands for Greed to Generosity. And the idea behind that is a mindset shift from, you know, doing things with the intention and then the mindset of greed to moving into doing things with the intention and the mindset of generosity. So going from greed to generosity is the idea. And that is something I wanted to symbolize on my channel and just in my business. It just kind of represent what I'm about and what I do. So hopefully there's examples of that in the future, and I can, you know, make that part of like the mantra that everybody can aspire to. Looking at this collection, not too many things stand out. Getting over to, I believe this card is the Jungle Era card version, or this one. One of these is the Jungle, and one of them is not the Jungle. It's this one. This one's not supposed to be Jungle. This one's supposed to be the regular collector. That's an Era card there. I think over time, if I did add to this collection, it would be to go in and maybe get some Shadowless versions of cards that I don't have Shadowless. First edition Shadowless cards, possibly. And just a couple ideas that I have. All these cards are near mint to mint. There might be a gem mint in here sneaking around somewhere, as there could be, but for the most part these are ungraded cards, and about the near mint quality, no creases, no bends, and anything that can range between a graded PSA 7 to PSA 10. Alright, I think we're getting close to the 150. The last part here for the 150. And we got Mewtwo. I forgot to check, but I think all, if not, I think all of these trainer cards are either Shadowless or first edition. I did not check, so I do apologize, but I'm pretty confident. I don't think I missed anything. And then what I wanted to do, since I had other space in this binder, is get into the rest of my collection. So as this collection ends, you can see that we're starting up on Team Rocket. And really excited about this set. I do have some other cards to share. So while we get into that, these are also from my personal collection. And in these examples, I have a graded first edition Gem Mint 10 of Charizard and Blastoise. And all of these cards are in my collection. I went and had these graded. These cards have been with me for well over 12, 13 years. and I just got them graded with Ludkins Collectable in August and September of last year. Got everything back in January, and just a couple examples of what I have just to show. I did want to, again, have my cards in the collection, but then also have, you know, I sent a bunch out, and so I wanted to show off and kind of showcase some of my gym mint pieces as well. And there are more. I think I'm pulling these out primarily because they are the 10s. I do have a lot more cards graded that aren't 10s that I'm not showing here. And maybe we'll get into some of what I have if there's time. So I know I have this first edition Alakazam in a 9, for example. Did not get the 10 on that. Got some more cards here. But a nice start to a collection, considering that I didn't have to pay for anything. I think I do know that these cards come in Legendary Collection in Holo form. I think those, I don't know how much they go for in a Legendary Collection, is ridiculously overpriced or just expensive. And I really never looked past being interested in the Holo version of these, but if the PSA 10s are reasonable, I would love to get these in the Holo